everyone, it's Tammy, and I had a request to show how I color and what I use to color. So I will show you what I do, and this may or may not work for you guys. I am not a professional at all. So I am going to make a couple of clips, I think, and I want to use this little rabbit drinks coffee. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use. I like this guy, and I'll make a couple of them. Maybe this guy too. And this guy makes me laugh, so I'm gonna do him too. Why not, you know? And they're all bunnies, so it'll be fun. So let's see. I'm going to first use my archival ink, and this is from Stampin' Up, and from what I understand they no longer sell the archival kind, so I would use something that is safe for alcohol markers, and you can look up the different brands to see what they say. I don't know how many of each of these I'm gonna do, maybe 3. And I know that Versamark makes one that will work. It just has to work with alcohol markers, because that's what I use. And I have this Stampin' Up brand, and I actually have a refill, so I am good with this for a little bit. Now I can make them close together on this sheet because I'm going to fussy cut them out. So I don't care if they are too close looking, because I'll just cut them out. And I had one more. Oh, this one. And this was actually just a scrap piece of paper, and it actually looks like I might be able to get all of them on this. So don't throw out your paper. You never know what it's going to be good, useful for. Especially your nice cardstock. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money, honey. Okay, I need to clean these, so I'll put them to the side because I think I'm done with the stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Now, I like to make sure I have a little bit extra either on the sheet or next to me. Like, I save all my little small scraps too. I'll show you one. This one's not so small, but I can use that, or here's one that I use so that I can use it just to scribble on with my alcohol markers, because the alcohol markers that I'm using, and these are the ones that I reach for the most often, mostly because I have a full set of them, and they came in this little holder, so you can just nicely zip it up and take it with you if you want to. But they are called Fine Color. I found them on Etsy, but you can also get them on AliExpress and maybe even Amazon. But they are just called Fine Color, and this is what they look like, and they are alcohol-based ink markers. And this is the Fine Color Sketch. And like I said, I have 2 of these, and clearly I need to put more in this one. And I don't really pay any attention to what colors and which. I'm sure that they had specific colors when they arrived, but I don't really even know. I do have, this is a Copic that's kind of put in here, and this is another Copic that's put in here. I don't have very many Copics. I like Copics best because I like the tip of this side best. The other sides, the tips seem to be identical. But the tip on this one is smaller than the tip on the Copic, and it's not as easy to work with as the Copic is, but it's not bad at all. And for the price difference, I can get the whole set of these for the price of maybe, I don't know, 1-2 sets of these. Depending on what size set I guess you get. But I think all of these were like right around $100, which is expensive for markers, but they have lasted for a while, And I really enjoy coloring with the alcohol markers. You can blend easily with them, and so I like that. And if coloring is something that you like, then it's worth the investment, in my opinion. So then I just decide what colors I want to color things. So I know I want my bunny to be like a gray color. And I like to get out 3 colors of grays once I figure out what color I want the main thing to be. And I'm also going to need a pink for his ears and his nose. And then I just like to take it and make a little mark. Usually with the big side, it doesn't really matter, but I like the big side mostly when I'm doing this, just to see, like, I know that this color is one that I don't want. So I'm going to put that over here. And I still need like a lighter color. So, oh, and that might do it. So then I can do these 3 colors together. Those 2 are awfully close together, but it's not too bad. And then what I like to do is make sure I know which is which. So this one is 271, so I'll usually put that one here. I don't know if you can see that, but I just put it up in the corner so I know that that's my lightest one. And I think this is my darkest one, yes. And this is number 255, so I put that one there. And then my middle one, I put, guess what, in the middle, and that's number 279. Now the thing I have found with these fine touch, or these fine color, and I have another set called Touch 5. Both of these are very, very similar. Honestly, I don't know much of a difference. These are just not as handy to me as these to reach for, so I often reach for these. And the colors don't always match. So, like, I don't know. That one's not too far off. But this says it's mint green, and there is no way that I would call that mint green or this mint green, but that's the name of this mint green. So that's kind of what I mean. But then also there are ones that the color doesn't match the lid at all. So like this 255 is the darkest one, and like it on here it kind of looks like a darker blue or gray. Certainly not here. I would expect that one to be this first one and not even this. See what I mean? So it's just kind of odd. I think that's how that worked. Oh, no, this one is that one. Never mind, I lied. This 255 is that one, and the 271 is that one. So some of them aren't so far off, but others of them are. Just take my word for it. I promise that that's how it is. And I also like to go ahead and pick out my pink color for their ears if I'm doing a critter that I want to color their ears. And that one looks fine. So I like to go ahead and I'm going to pick which one I want to work on first, and I'm going to do this guy that's standing up behind the coffee, and I go ahead and color in the pink spots of his ears, and I'm going to go ahead and color in his nose. And you can see his little tongue too, so I might go ahead and get a darker color, or maybe even a red. And I know I like this red. This is a very Christmassy red. I'm going to go ahead and color his tongue that color. And I like to put the colors that I'm using out so that I know which ones I've used. So I usually leave them out. So then I start with my lightest color, and like I don't know which one that is now because I've messed all of these up, but because I have my pins out, or my lids out like this, I know that 271 is my lightest because I put that one to the far left, and then I can go ahead and color with that one. And I want to use the small end first. And this doesn't seem very light now, but I'm going with it because sometimes even after they dry, they change colors a little bit. They usually lighten up. And you know, if I have a dark bunny, then that's okay too. My dogs are playing. Sorry, I'm the only one home with them, and they are in the other room. And for most of you, you know that I have 2 puppies. They're so cute. And I never remember what they are. They are American Bullies, which is a combination of an American Bulldog and a Pit Bull, and these are pocket American Bullies, which means that they will be between 13 and 17 inches high from that from the top of their back, where it kind of goes like this. That part that goes the lowest will be anywhere between 13 and 16 inches. And I don't really even care what kind of dog they are. They are amazing. That's all I care about. They are so sweet and so cute and just so much fun. They make me laugh every single day. I absolutely adore them. We have so much fun together. I'm actually off tomorrow because they have a doctor's appointment and we have big plans. We are going to go to the dog bakery, and we're going to go to the mall that's close to me where the dog bakery is dog friendly, and we're going to go to Bath and Body Works because I can take my dogs in there, and I'm going to try to do it by myself with these two pups. So we'll see. They are 3 months old, 12 weeks old yesterday, and their birthday was May 22nd. I don't know when I'm getting this posted, so they'll certainly be older by the time I get this posted, but someone had requested this on I saw it on the comments earlier today, so I thought, you know what, now's a great time because I wanted to color these anyway. So now I'm going to take my next darkest, which is the 279, and again, I want the fine tip side, and I'm just going to go over most of it. I just like to put the lightest color down to kind of give me a base, and it helps with the blending. And then I'm going to go in and I kind of flick. That's kind of the technique that I've seen most people do. And I don't want to get all of it, but I'm getting most of it because this is going to be more of the true color that the image is. So think about that as your middle color is going to be the color that you're actually coloring the image. And then I'm going to take my darkest color and I'm just going to go where I want there to be highlights, like wherever I think that would be a darker area on the image. That's where I'm going to go in with this one. And again, you kind of want to use small movements and kind of flick it. And I'm getting it on the cup a little bit, which is not exactly what I want to do, but hey. This is crafting in real life, and like I said, I am not a professional. And then I'm going to take my lightest color again, and I'm just going to kind of go over the whole entire thing once more. I gave those pups a little bone before I started, and I have a feeling that that is Waylon barking because I don't know, but my gut tells me that Winnie stole Waylon's bone, so he is upset about that. Because that's how it usually goes. So you can't really tell that there's different colors in here. Maybe you can. Like, I don't know, it just looks nicer than if you just colored it one solid color. It has some dimension and it looks kind of neat. But if I were looking at this myself, I wouldn't be able to say, oh yeah, there's 3 different colors in there. I mean, it's all blended nicely and easily. So these are all colored with one color. So you can kind of see how that's a little more stale, I guess, than this. This kind of makes it come to life when you blend the colors in together. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I've already colored those, like I said, with the base color. And then I'm taking 279, my middle color, and I'm going to color most of the image again. Using my flicking technique. And I don't mind if I get over the mouth or if I get over the nose because I don't need them to be as dark as they are right now. So I don't mind if it gets in there. As a matter of fact, I kind of want to color it a little bit. And then I'm going to take my darkest color and just highlight wherever I think would be darker areas. And try not to color the areas you don't want to color, like the cup I just colored again. Crazy lady. And I'm not super great at knowing where the highlighted areas should be, so I wouldn't be able to give you any real tips on that. I just do what feels right. And then I'm taking my lightest color again, and actually I'm going to take the broad, and I'm just going to color the whole darn thing again. And on that one I went over his ears. On this one I didn't, but I think I'm going to go over his nose again because it kind of has lost a little color. But one thing too about the alcohol markers is that color will show up on top of color. So if I'm using gray and I color it with pink, I'll be able to see the pink even after having gray down. That's not always as easy to do as, you know, if I was using black and then I tried to put yellow on top of it. It's not going to be as easily seen, but it does work. So now I'm taking 270, or my middle color. I'm not going to even tell you the numbers because the chances of you guys having these same markers is slim, but it doesn't really matter the color. It's, you pick 3 shades of a similar color, and then you go in with the middle color. And when you're picking them out, the middle color is the color that you are going to want to pick for the image itself. That's the main color. The other 2 colors are just used for highlighting. Well, I guess the lowest color, the lightest color is maybe highlighting, and the darkest color is low lighting. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. I don't know. But I think you know what I'm talking about. And then once more, I will take, and so you can see, like right now, hopefully, how the colors aren't blended well. You can kind of see a line between the darkest, the middle, and the lightest. There's a definite difference between the 3. And see how in this one it's totally blended, so you can't really see the difference. So I'm going to try to do that same thing with this one, so that I don't see, you don't want to see the lines. You want it to blend in. Just like that. And so now that I have those colored, I can move on to another one. Now, I 271, and sometimes, especially if I'm going to color more than one, I will write the numbers down so that I'll know that this is the lightest, 271, 279, and then 255, because maybe I don't want, like my next one, I might want still to be kind of gray, but I don't want it to be so dark. I might want it to be a little lighter, or I might want to go with some brown colors. So let's do that. Let me pick out some like tan colors. Ooh, that's a good one. And this is number 168. This one's 169. Ooh, oh no, it's not. I grabbed the wrong one. I was like, wait a second, that's like pink. Ooh, that one's really dark, but it's still pretty. And see, that's just one color away, 168, 169, and it's so don't trust the colors. Don't do it. 219, that's too orangey. What's 10? So sometimes when I'm doing this, it takes the longest to pick out the daggone colors. That one's not bad. Okay, I think I'll do those 3. So this one is the darkest. This one is the middle, I think. Oh no, this one is the darkest. This one is the middle. This one must be the lightest. Yes, okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. Put the lightest, the middle, and the darkest. And I'm going to go ahead and color in his ears again. Whoops, I just totally knocked that over. 168, 180, and 169. See, isn't that weird how that works? I don't get it. So let's see, which one do I want to do with this color? I'm going to do this other standing one. So I'm going to do his middle ears with this pink and his nose. a drink. And then I'm going to take my lightest color, what you doing, sweet boy? Sometimes I like to color with the broadside. I live dangerously. And I know I'm fussy cutting it out, so that kind of helps me to be a little more, throw caution to the wind. You can kind of see though that this broadside seems to be putting out darker ink than the other side. That's crazy. Another reason to buy the Copics maybe, but again, it's just not in my budget. But I do love to color, so maybe one day. And the reason I would color with the broad side instead of the small side is just because you can color a little faster. You get more more landscape with each brush. You get more coverage with each brush because it's a bigger pad. Ooh, I need to turn on my fan because it's hot in here. I might do the other rabbits in a lighter gray. So I'll show you what I do with those. Okay, so now that's my darkest, or my lightest. And I didn't mention, but you can leave the lids off of alcohol markers while you're coloring. I mean, I don't want to leave them off forever, but I can leave them off while I'm coloring and it's not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I remember reading somewhere that it's actually better for the coloring, but I don't remember why, so I can't really back that fact up. I don't know if that's indeed a fact or if it was just this person's opinion. But I do leave the lid off most of the time when I'm doing this kind of coloring. Now, of course, when I put it away, I want to make sure I have the lid on. And another thing about Copics is they are refillable. I'm not sure if these are or not. I would imagine that you could still refill them, and you can probably even use the Copic refills to refill them, but I have not done that yet. And I know that the Copic refills are less than the price of a Copic marker if you bought them singly, and it's supposed to refill the marker 3 times. So you're getting a lot more bang for your buck with the refills. So that's a nice addition. So again, this is my middle color, so this is the color that the bunny will actually be. And I actually want to put some pink on their cheeks too. I just now thought of that. So I will have to go back and do that too. Ooh, I'm literally sweating in here with these lights on. Not that that takes a lot. I do sweat a lot. More than I want to, for sure. And I just dropped these again. I like to put them up here so that I'm less likely to hit them. So sorry if you guys can't see them, but I think you know what I am doing now. And then I will take my darkest color. I think that that fold would be kind of dark, and I think where his ears meet his head would be darker. Then there might be a shadow from the cup. I don't know. I'm just doing what I think feels right. And then I'm going to take the lightest color. Oh, is that this one? Let me make sure. 180. No, it's not. Yikes. 168. Woo, I'm glad I checked that. And I'm just going to go over all of it. Now, I did color in this straw on accident, so I'm going to have to figure that out on this guy anyway. I don't know if I did on the other ones. And I'm coloring a little bit outside the lines of this big old thing, but you can kind of see how that guy looks. Now, I am going to fussy cut him, so that will be good, but he is cute. Did I go in with the dark side on this one? I don't think I did yet. I'm crazy. The dark side, the darkest marker. I don't think I did. My puppies are being quiet. I might need to go check on them. I don't trust them at all. Stand by. Oh, actually, I don't even have to leave. I can see them. And they're laying down with my other dog. They're chewing on a bone. I have some rocks in a plant that I have, and it looks like they're trying to take the rocks out. Oh, and that's my other dog, telling them, leave him alone. So the lightest one, blend, 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 blend. And sometimes you have to color a few times to get the line to blend. And I don't like the line, so I try to make sure that I do that. And I am just coloring all outside the lines of his little ears. But I'm not going to worry about it because, like I said, hi, baby. Hi, Waylon. My little Waylon came to see me. Hi, Waylon. Maybe I'll try to show some pictures after this. But if you check out my vlogs, if you are interested, if I forget to put pictures, my vlogs, I usually always put pictures at the end of those little monkeys. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think that's all right. But I am going to, so let's see, 180, 169. I am going to go in and put some pink on their cheeks. And I have this color pink, but I'm afraid this might be a little too light. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is get a darker one. This one might work. So like I said, the markers are interesting, these alcohol markers, because I can color pink on top of the brown and you can see it. Isn't that amazing? I just think it's awesome. I love to color with alcohol markers. And because I picked a brighter pink, this is showing up a lot brighter with the lighter gray than the darker brown, but and I need another drink. Now I need to find a lighter gray. Oh, see, that doesn't even look like, whew, that's nothing. That's not even gray. Okay, this one's a lighter gray, so I'm going to use this gray. I'm going to put these browns over here. And 250 something, 55 was my darkest. No, that was my lightest. 271 was my darkest. I better make sure. So let's see, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put that one there. This one there. And then this one hopefully is my lightest. It's still pretty dark. So let's see, I want to go in with this one and put this one over to the side because I want something even lighter than that one. And I want it to be that color at the darkest. So let me see here what I have. That one's too dark. This one is probably too dark. I can't tell if this one's even gray. Yeah, I think it is, and it's lighter, so let's use that one. Okay, so this is my lightest. This is my second. And this is my darkest. Oh, and I didn't do his ears, so I'm going to do his ears. And his nose. He is cute. And I'm going to do his little tongue. And I'm going to go in on this guy and make his nose a little pinker. All right. Oh my gosh, this one is so cute. So cute. So I'm going to take my lightest color. Oh, wow. Can you guys hear my pups? Holy shamoly. Sounds like they're gonna gnarl each other. Hey guys! They just unintentionally started to close my office door. If that continues, I'm going to have to crate them up. I'm glad they're playing and happy, but daggone. Alright, so now I'm going to take, what am I going to do? My middle color and go over most all of it. The only part that I'm really not coloring is the middle of whatever area. Like I will skip the middle of his face or whatever. And I don't know exactly even why, but it just seems to work out that way. And the only reason that I even halfway know how to color any of these is because I have watched several videos on YouTube and people do them different ways. So please don't take my way as the only way or as the even as the way. I mean, goodness gracious. Oh, I didn't color that with the lighter color, but someone asked for my way, so I'm showing you what I do. And I think that I have gotten better, and I like some of my coloring, so, you know, if you like it, then you're doing it well, as far as I'm concerned. And I like it. Alright, so then once I have that colored, I take my darkest color and I color it where I would think that it would be darker. So wherever, like in this case, fur would touch fur, that will be a little darker. Wherever I think, you know, I tend to go like the top and the left as my darkest areas, and I don't know exactly why, but I will often highlight the top and then the left. So I'm just kind of sticking with that until I have a better way, until I've learned something new. Their little barks are so cute. They are my loves. I absolutely adore these silly dogs. So then I'm going to go in with my pointed side and get the smaller parts. And then I'm just going to take the broad side and just go over all of it. Just like that. Now one thing that I think works too is if you aren't happy with the way you've colored it, just put it to the side for a little minute and then come back to it and see what you can do to work on it. 'Cause sometimes it just takes a minute for the colors to dry. Sometimes it takes a minute for the colors to blend. Sometimes it takes a minute for you to figure out what you might be doing wrong. I gave that advice to one of my friends on just crafting in general. If you're not happy with something, don't throw it away. Just stop and put it away, work on something else, and then come back to it after a while and see what you think then. And lots of times you'll either have another idea or it's not as bad as you thought it was to start. You just have a different... Sometimes, you know, even you are thinking it's going to look one way and it starts to look another way, and that's not what you wanted and at the time, so you're going, wait, I don't like this, because it's not what you expected, but it's really cute anyway, but you just don't see it right then because you're not looking for it. Oh my gosh, that one is so... They're all so cute, these little bunnies. Now, I think that the pink on this is a little bit too bright for his cheeks, so what I'm going to do is take my lightest color again and go over the cheek area. so it calms it down a little bit, which I think is just adorable. So now I'm going to take out all my colors again, and I know that they're all kind of messed up again, and that's okay. I'm going to try to find, that one's fine. I don't really care which this one is because I'm just going to put like a table here. And I don't really care if it's shaded. All right, so then I need to color the cup, and this is a little bit harder for me sometimes because the cup itself is supposed to be, well, in my head it looks like a Starbucks cup. So Starbucks cups are white and then there's the green around them. So I'm kind of thinking that's how I'm going to do it, but white is a really hard color to color. And I want their ears to be a little more pink, so I am going in with some pink there. So I am going to make it like, I think, light green color. Ooh, see that one, that side is dried up, but then sometimes the other side isn't. And that's not bad. I might go in with that color, and then I'll go in with a darker green color. Ooh, I don't like that one for this particular project. Yeah, that's the color I'm looking for. So let's just do that with this one. I'm going to color this circle the dark green. And then I'm going to color the rest of this lighter green. There we go. And then sometimes what I like to do is I like to take a really light gray and just kind of flick the white part. Like this is whipped cream, so that's going to be nearly white. And of course I've got some brown on that one. So you can almost push the color out sometimes. It's very, I don't know, alcohol markers are just amazing to me. And then they even give you a colorless one. And with that one, I will take it, although I think that this one is pretty dried up. Where's my other one? I know that I have my Copic one in here. Here it is. And you can take it and kind of carry the color around, and it just lightens it up, takes some of the color off, and just blends that in. So that's kind of how I like to do white. So I'm going to, on this one, I'm starting with the light color. And because I'm not really doing any shading, I don't really care what color I start with on these. And then I'm going to take the green and go around. Oh, and I also want the straw to be green. So there's that. And then I'm kind of going to do the same thing with this, but I don't think I want to use that green again. Maybe I'll use this pale blue. Let's see how this one looks. And I'm just taking it from that one side over, and then I'm going to take my colorless blender and blend that in. And I'm going ahead and putting it in the middle of the circle. I don't really care because, and then I have some of the line colored funny, so I'm just bringing it all in. And I don't really care because I'm going to use this guy to color this circle. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and let me see if I can show you the before and after here of the colorless blender. So this one is what this one looked like before, and then this is after the colorless blender. So you can see I have blue on each side, and you can pretty distinctly see that there's blue on each side. And then on this one, it just kind of blends it all together. And it's still darker on the edge, but it's not, you can't really say, oh yeah, that's a blue cup. I mean, I guess you can say it's a blue cup, but it looks light. I don't know. And for me, that's better than just leaving it white, and I don't really know how to color white, so for me this works. And again, as long as you like it, then you're doing it all right. So and then I'm going to take my green. Have I mentioned how much I like these images? I just think they're so cute, these little bunnies. And it's so fun to color things because it really does bring it to life. Now I'm going to shade in these little smaller cups. And now I'm going to throw these in my bag because I think I'm about done, but something else that I like to do is either take, this is the Copic multi-liner. This is pigment ink and it's water and Copic proof, and it tells me that on the thing. So that means that I can color, I can use this marker before I color and it won't transfer the marker, but not all markers are like that. So it's okay that I used it now, but it would have been okay had I used it to start too. And I just like to sometimes outline the image, and like I said, if I'm doing it at the beginning, you definitely want to use an alcohol-friendly marker or a pen, whatever. If you're doing it afterward like I am, it doesn't have to be so alcohol-friendly, and I'll show you, I'll do that one too, so you can see what I'm talking about. I also go in and color like the black parts on their face because I've colored over that so much that it doesn't stand out as much, excuse me, until you color it in. And then you can see how this one looks a little more detailed than that one. At least I think so. And then I can do the same thing to all of these. Okay, to save time, I'm not going to do every one of them, but let me show you another marker if I have it handy. Where are you, marker? Oh, here it is. I love to use the Jelly Roll. This is, I guess it's just number 6. It's Jelly Roll. This is a very nice marker to also use, but this has to be done after you have colored the image. Because if you did it before, it's not Copic friendly. And it smears sometimes. So let me show you. If I'm coloring it over here, I can take it and smear it. So you don't want to ruin the picture you just colored, so be sure you let this dry. But I like to do this like on areas that maybe the ink ran a little bit, like it shouldn't, but sometimes it still does. I like to kind of cover it up a little bit just by outlining it. That seems to really work. I don't know how or why that works, but it just kind of helps take that blurry line effect out. So you can hopefully see the difference between this one and this one. See how like the blurry line is on the edge of the rim? And take a peek at these two and see how similar they are right now with the blurry lines around the outside and all of that. This one has a little bit more of a blurry on the green than this one does. So let me take my marker and do this one. You know, it's not going to get rid of the blur, but it's going to make it so that it's not as noticeable. And sometimes I will play with the line and make it a little thicker. Just whatever looks best for me. And sometimes I mess up and make it thicker just because I messed up, which is kind of what I did with this one, but hey, you know what? This is crafting in real life. So now I'm going to hold them up and you can see the difference and how this one looks than this one. Now all of the blur isn't gone and the line is a little bit wonky because I screwed it up a little bit, but I think in general you can see that, I don't know, this one looks crisper and more detailed, in my opinion, than this one does. So if you don't like it, then don't do it. But again, I'm just showing you what I do. I always hate to make it sound like I am some sort of professional because I am not. So please don't take it that way, but I have done a lot of coloring, and you know, practice makes perfect, and I'm far from perfect, but I have practiced a lot, so I might have a little something to share. Take with it what you want. But I really like this technique. I think it really makes the image pop. And kind of come to life again. All right. I didn't do this guy yet. Oh my gosh. He makes me laugh. And he actually doesn't need a lot. And it might be because he's my lightest one. And I could do his cup if I wanted to. I mean, you can do all of it. It'll just make it pop a little bit. Should I do his cup? Maybe, but I don't know. I think It looks all right. Gosh, those are so cute. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to fussy cut these, and I am going to laminate them and make paper clips. At least that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. But sometimes I just like to color and have things ready for when I want to use them for whatever. But I really think I want to make paper clips out of these because these are so cute. And I did do a video on my paper clips, and I think that's the video that she commented saying that she wanted to see these. So hopefully if that was you, this helped you, kind of showed you what I do and how I do it. Now when I am fussy cutting, it depends on how I want to do it. Oh, the mailman just came, dropped a package off. He's running late today. I will sometimes want to have a white edge around the image. Sometimes I don't. It totally depends on how you want to do it. I normally tend to like a little bit of a white edge, but because I kind of colored funny. But like with their whiskers and stuff, I hate not having a white edge because then it's harder to figure out how you want to cut it out. So just use your own judgment, whatever you want to do. And then when you are fussy cutting, move the paper, not your scissors. So you can see that I am totally just moving my paper around and just closing my scissors over the image as I go along. And then I will like replace my scissors once I've gotten to a point where I feel like I'm at the edge. Then I'll start further back again. So this is what I'm going to do for all of them, and then you can watch my other video on how I make paper clips, and you can see what I will do to finish them off. And I don't even know that I'm going to finish them today, so I don't know that you'll see an end product, but that is what they are. And if I do finish them today, I will put a picture at the end, or anytime soon. I guess it doesn't have to be today, but you know what I mean. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helps. I appreciate the idea. If you guys have any ideas for videos that you'd like to see, let me know and I'll do my best. Thank you. Bye-bye.